guys, it's Hannah and welcome back to what is going to be my September book haul. And I have far too many books, they all don't fit in the bag anymore. I think I bought about 20, that could be wrong. Quick disclaimer, I buy all of these with my own money and I do have the Fairy Loot subscription, and that came in a couple of days ago. So what I'll do is I'll leave that book to the last of the video, just in case you don't want any, just in case your box hasn't arrived and you don't want any spoilers. So let's just dive right in. So I have When the Curtain Falls by Carrie Hope Fletcher, who is a fellow YouTuber, and this is set in the 50s. Fawn Burrows and Walter Brown. Sorry, it's When the Curtain Falls, and it's about a theatre romance set in dual timelines, I believe. So we have in 1952 two young lovers, Fawn Burrows and Walter Brown, meet backstage in a beautiful West End theatre for a production of When the Curtain Falls. Between clandestine meetings and stolen moments, must hide their love from the one person who will stop at nothing to keep a Fawn for himself. So there's a bit of a mystery going on there. And then almost 70 years later, a new production of the same show, bringing Oscar Bright and Olive Green together with their budding romance. But strange things are happening again, and I think this is probably magical realism, because I have two of her other books, All That You Can See, and the one about the woman who goes back in time. But yeah, All That You Can See, and I can't remember the other one, but it'll come back to me. So yeah, this is When the Curtain Falls by Carrie Hope Fletcher, and it's such a pretty cover. Ignore the sticker. Yep. Then we have a box set, which I got £5 for 4 books. Come on. But we have the DC icons. Now I'm more Marvel than DC, but you know. But we have Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo, Superman Dawnbreaker by Matt De La Pena, Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu, Catwoman Soul Stealer by Sarah J. Maas. And it's still in the protective cellophane to keep them all together. And I keep stickers on books until I read them, because then it's another way of letting me know what I've read and what I haven't. So that goes by packaging as well. So yeah, we have those 4. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but we do have pictures of the cover on the back. Next we have the sequel to one of my favourite books, and that is Serpent and Dove. So of course I had to pick up the sequel, Blood and Honey by Shelby Muhurin, and obviously this picks up with Serpent and Dove left off. So I'll not give a synopsis of this one because I don't want to spoil it for Serpent and Dove, which is just hiding in the corner there. But basically, Serpent and Dove is a witchy book where our main 2 characters, Lou and Reed, end up married through a series of really weird events. Lou is a witch. She doesn't practice anymore because she is hiding from her family. But then Reed is tasked by the church to find and kill these witches. So obviously Lou has to hide that, and they fall in love, and Reed is such a sweetie. But yep, and that left on quite a big twist. So I'm interested to see what happens next. And look at this cover. I don't normally buy hardbacks as soon as they come out, but you know, I had to. Then we have the sequel to The Belle Sauvage, The Book of Dust by Philip Pullman, and this is the add-on series to his Dark Materials. In this one we follow Lyra. The other one we followed a new character whose name I've forgotten, but yeah, Lyra is now studying. She's a little bit older. Pan has settled. Yep, don't want to go into this one with too much, knowing too much in case I do get spoiled, and at the same time I don't want to give too much in case I spoil the first book. But I think this one is set a little bit later than the first one, which is the Belle Sauvage, as I've mentioned, and they are all by Philip Pullman. So this one is Book of Dust, Volume 2, Secret Commonwealth. Oh look, there's Pan, little Pan. So then we have some graphic novels. We have The Wicked and the Divine, Volume 3, Commercial Suicide, by a variety of authors, and I love these books. I love the art in them. It's a modern day sort of reincarnation of this pantheon of gods. They get to live for 3 years, and I think it's 3. But they get to every 90 years, 12 gods return as young people. They are loved, they are hated. In 2 years, they are all dead. It's happening now. It's happening again. That's what it says on the back. So we follow a young character who ends up who meets the god of death, who is a woman in this, and it's brilliant. And it all just goes down from there. Then we have Volume 3 of Monstrous Heaven by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda. This is dark, gruesomely dark. Look, we have wolf people. But yeah, in this world, we follow Maker, and as she navigates this dark secret and tries to control this power inside her, while also learning what happened to her mother, and it is brilliant. So we have the Arcanics, who are animal descendants. They may have animal features, or if they're pureblood, they are full animal with human characteristics. And obviously we have the humans. Now in this, it is very matriarchal. I think nuns rule the humans. But yeah, it's very dark. Probably a lot of trigger warnings in there, so check Goodreads if you are interested. Then we have The Binding by Bridget Collins, and I know Cody from Cody's Book Corner loves this book as well. But basically, in this world, you have these books where you can, if you have something you want to forget or a secret to hide, you can bind it in the books. You give away your memories. And then we follow Emmett, who is a binder's apprentice. He looks after all these special books. Then one day he makes an astonishing discovery. One of the volumes has his name on it. So this is obviously books within books, and the cover is so pretty. Why am I so good for pretty covers? Next one is 1,000 Ships by Natalie Haynes, and in this one, so the tagline is, "This was never a story of one woman or two, it was a story of all of them." So I believe this one is set during the Trojan War, and it follows the females, so it is going to be a bit heavy, because obviously females in war never tend to get the best deal. But we follow Sarusa, who is a queen. No, is she a queen? Where did I get that from? No, she's not a queen. She wakes up to find her city engulfed in flames, so she's obviously in the heat of the battle. So it follows from the Trojan women whose fates now lie in the hands of the Greeks, to the Amazon princess who fought Achilles on their behalf, to Penelope awaiting the return of Odysseus, to the 3 goddesses whose feud started it all. These are the stories of the women embroiled in the legendary war, and that's 1,000 Ships by Natalie Haynes. Oh, it was shortlisted for the Women's Prize. So yep, and then we have Rainbow Rowell, Wayward Son. Now I did enjoy Carry On. I did think it was really quite a fun read. Once you get over the fact that it is fan fiction of a series that we shall not name, because we're not giving her any more publicity. But this is the sequel to that. and I'm not going to read the back because it would give a spoiler to the first book, but basically this is probably a what happens next kind of book, what happens after the happily ever after. And I think it'll just be quite fun. I think this might be, because it seems to have a road trip in it, so I think this might be one to save for the summer. Then I have The Beginning of the World in the Middle of the Night by Jen Campbell. I've been following Jen on YouTube for a while and saw her book in my local Waterstones in Newcastle, whereas Jen is from Sunderland, so we had to support the local author. And I just love. I'm not a fan of poetry, but I have heard her read some of her short stories from other collections, and wanted to give it a try. And it is quite a short book, and it's so floppy. It passes so I think that might be ones to read. Maybe in November. Spooky season's over, but I want to hang on for it. Then we have Born Season by Samantha Shannon. So this one, we look like we have the Scion government, a oppressive campaign against unnaturalness in London, so it is paranormal. Paige seems to be a dreamwalker who has access to a forbidden power, clairvoyance. So she uses her unnaturalness illegally while hiding her gift, who must work in the government. Yep. And this one has a prequel in it. 2 books for the price of 1. We like that. We like when that happens. So we are getting to the bottom of the pile, honest. This bag is heavy. It's a big bag. So then we have The Mermaid, the Witch and the Sea by Maggie Takuda Hole. And to be honest, this was purely a cover buy. It's giving me Howl's Moving Castle vibes. And there's an illustration on the back as well that looks like Laputa from The Castle in the Sky. But basically we have a girl hiding as a boy on a sailing ship called Dove, and then and they've done everything they can to hide. And it's gay. Well, not sure if Florian / Flora is a woman pretending to be a man, or if she's gender fluid, or if they're gender fluid. But that'll probably be explored in the book. But they've always done what it takes to survive. They're currently hiding, currently sailing under a false flag on the Dove as marauder, thief and worse. So a bit of a pirate vibe going on. Then we have Lady Evelyn Hasegawa, who is highborn imperial daughter. She's on board as well, heading towards an arranged marriage, which I do like in a trope, but there's got to be respect, and I think, so Florian and Evelyn are going to fall in love. And I think this might be a forbidden romance. It might have some gender, some discussions on gender identity, because it doesn't mention Flora again, but it mentions Florian. So whether Flora has decided to become Florian full time, or if they are gender fluid. But we'll pick that one up and see what happens. And then we have this chunker, which is The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty, which is the sequel to The City of Brass, which I haven't read yet, but so I haven't looked at the blurb because I don't want spoilers for the first one. But I believe it is a trilogy, and I believe it follows this Nari. It follows Nari, who lives in Cairo, and she's a thief, and she accidentally summons a djinn or a genie, and things go down. I've heard brilliant things about it, so excited to pick this one up eventually. And that stack is going to fall if I'm not careful. So then we have 3 more paperbacks and 3 more hardbacks. So then we have, I'm a sucker for, in case you couldn't tell, I'm a sucker for a deal in the works. The 3 for £5 deal is amazing. But we have George R.R. Martin's Fever Dream. And to be honest, this was an author buy. But I believe this one deals more with horror and scary stuff. Abner Marsh has built the Fever Dream, which is the finest steamship to ever sail the Mississippi. He hopes to make it to race the boat one day, but his partner Joshua York is making it hard. He's put up the money to build the boat, but now rumours have started about the strange company he keeps, the odd eating habits and strange hours. Is this the vampire book? Could be. But the dream sails down the Mississippi River, leaves in its wake one too many dark tales until Abner is forced to face down the man who helped make his dreams reality. So, I think it might be a vampire book. Haven't had a good vampire book in a while, she says, while reading just finished a vampire book. Clever. But then we have Age of Witches by Louisa Morgan. Again, a Halloween-y type thing. Now, I have set my October TBR for the month. Hopefully, I can grab this one and the next one I'm going to show you as well, because they fit that whole Halloween-y Dark Night vibe. If not, I'll just read this. If not, I'll just read this whenever the mood takes me. I do like a good witch book. But yeah. So this is set between the 1692 New York and London, I believe. It might, or is it? Yeah. No, I think this might be a dual timeline. Can you tell? I just picked it up for the cover. And I hope this isn't a... Yeah, I think it's a standalone. I hope. But in 1692, Bridget Bishop was hanged as a witch. 200 years later, her legacy lives on, and it seems her family seems to have split down 2 very different lines. One uses their powers to heal and help women. The other is power grabbers. They want power. They want power for themselves. The clash will play out in the fate of Annis, a young woman who is in Gilded Age New York. And she finds herself a pawn in the family struggle for supremacy. She'll need to claim her own power to save herself and resist succumbing to that inevitable darkness that follows people who want power or have power. Because power corrupts absolutely. Was it power corrupts absolutely and absolute power corrupts? Something like that. But if anybody knows that quote, let me know. Yeah, so that's that one. So obviously, somewhere, witch burning was a real thing. But anyway, we're moving on. So we have a thriller, which is new for me, because I don't really do thrillers. I have 2 on my TBR, and I think that them 2 and this one are the only 3 I own. Oh well. But this one is the Alibi Girl. Her lies can't, and then the tagline is Her Lies Can't Last Forever by C.J. Scoose. But Joanne Haynes has a secret. That's not her real name. She must be... Oh, she takes the names of other women and their life. So it says... Joanne Haynes has a secret. That is not her real name, and there's more. Her flat isn't hers, her cats aren't hers, even her hair isn't really hers. Nor is she any of the other women she pretends to be. She must pretend to be a few people. So we've got a best-selling romance novelist who gets a morning snack from the donut van. The pregnant woman in the dental surgery. Oh, now this alibi might be a bit triggering for some people, but she must pretend to be It says, "No, the chemo patient in the supermarket for whom the cashier feels ever so sorry." So that might be a little bit triggering for some people, so just check. If you are likely to get triggered by books, just check Goodreads. And then the back of it says, the last little bit, "In fact, the only thing that's real about Joanne is that nobody can find out who she really is. But someone has got too close. It looks like her alibis have begun to run out." So yep, there's one. I think this is going to be a dark, heavy book dealing with secrets and what happens when you keep too many. Now these last three are hardbacks. Two are from subscription boxes. I have Fairy Loot and Illumicrate, but this one, a tenner, 10 quid for a hardback. Couldn't say no. And that is The Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. And I think this is Viking. Yeah, part Wonder Woman, part Vikings, and all heart. So we follow Aelin, who was raised to be a warrior. She's 17 years old. She fights alongside her Aska clansmen in an ancient rivalry against the Ricky clan. You know, she got that brutal life and fight to survive. And then she sees her brother on the battlefield, which is impossible because her brother died 5 years ago, and she saw that. So she has to face up to the betrayal from that. She has to survive the winter in the village. Oh, so she goes to live with the Ricky tribe, where every neighbour is someone who's out to get her, and every scar is probably one that she might have given herself. But then the Ricky village is raided by a ruthless clan who thought to be legend. And then Aelin just wants to go home. She's more desperate to go home. She's given no choice but to trust Fisk, who was her brother's friend, who sees her as a threat, probably understandably. Look how bad she looks on the cover. But then they have to obviously unite the clans, or everybody dies. So this might be, I think this is going to be enemies to lovers. But I love that cover. Just stunning. Then we have the two subscription box books. This one is The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. This is the Illumicrate August. Yeah, Illumicrate August book. Sci-fi. I've seen it going around BookTube for a little bit. Because it seems to be a quite highly hyped book for some people, which means this will go to the bottom of the pile because I don't do hyped books scare me, which is a theme you'll find going through if you watch the videos. I buy these books that are hyped because everybody says they're good, and never read them because I'm scared to be disappointed. I'm scared to be that one person who doesn't like them. But anyway, we'll get back to what this book is about. So we have Adam Bosch is an eccentric genius who's cracked the multiverse and has allowed travel to these parallel universes. The catch is you can't visit a world where your counterpart is still alive. So here we have Kara, our protagonist. Out of the 380 realities that have been unlocked, she can enter all but 8. So she's had a hard life. And it seems like travelling the multiverse is a dream come true for her. But then one of her doppelgangers dies under mysterious circumstances, and Kara has to obviously keep herself alive and figure out why her doppelgangers keep dying and what is going on. So it says at the bottom, a stunning science fiction debut, The Space Between Worlds is both a cross-dimensional adventure and a powerful examination of identity, privilege and belonging. So I think this is going to deal, because it is a black girl on the cover, so rep for that. But obviously that's going to, I'm hoping this book will dive into, the white privilege that I'm probably myself am aware of and trying to work on. But yep, we have this one. Then if you do want to see what the Fairy book for what month are we in? October, so it was September. If you want to see what the September book in fairy loot was, stick around. If not, I'll see you in the next one. But the which will be on, so this will go up on Monday, so it'll probably be Friday, so I'll see you on Friday. But if you do want to know what the book is, I'll get right to it, and that is Fable by Adrienne Young, and this cover is stunning. But in this one we follow Fable, who is 17 years old and daughter of the most powerful trader in the Narrows, which is the sea. The sea is the only home she's ever known. Been 4 years since she's been abandoned by her dad on this island filled with thieves and a little food. So obviously she's having to keep to herself, learn to trust no one, and rely on the unique skills her mother taught her. Ooh, magic. Well, that's what I read it as. We'll see. The only thing that keeps her going is obviously getting off the island, finding her father, and demanding her rightful place beside him and his crew. So to do so, she enlists the help of a young trader named West to get off the island and travel. But West seems to be keeping secrets, so they'll have to survive more than the treacherous storms that haunt the Narrows if they're going to stay alive. Blurbed by Shelby Moharan, who wrote Serpent and Dove and Blood and Honey. Adlin Grace, who's All the Stars and Teeth, and Shea Earnshaw, who wrote The Wicked Deep. I love the different sizes that these books come in. Look, like what? And then Blood and Honey is probably a completely different size as well, but we'll deal with it. And I am not going to attempt to hold these up because the pile is nearly as big as me sitting down. So what, we'll put that one on top, and these are all going to fall. So yep, we have all those books. Yep. So I'll see you. So let me know down below if you've read any of these books, what you've bought recently, and if you think I should prioritize any of these new ones. And just let me know what you think. Oh, I thought it was going to fall there. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.